What's up? Yep, that's my intro. Hey guys, welcome back. What we're going to be going over is the announcement made by Evony today when they say Assistant General issue is fixed. There was an unexpected error with the newly released Assistant General feature. Some of the Assistant General affected attributes were incorrect. This issue is now fixed. The attributes of generals will take effect as described. That's a very mixed message inside them explaining what was going on, but I'll show you what they were talking about. If you remember the video I put out yesterday when we went to showing the assistant general, we showed his attributes. There were just green zeros there, and today you see the attributes are there, but they're grayed out, meaning they're not in effect. It's possible that more than likely what they're saying is that the attributes, those showing zero, were still affecting the way that the general worked. And I'm gonna tell you why that's possible. It could be that may not be it, but I'll explain to you why I believe that's more than likely what they're saying and why a lot of people are going to be upset. So yesterday I ran with the assistant general. I ran some B17s, B16s, and what we could see inside the report, I got my first victory on a B17. I took some heavy losses, and I ran with Hannibal and Roland. I made a assistant general after I actually ran this, but I ran it with Hannibal and Roland, and I was able to defeat the general with 28,000 wounded. So today, after the so-called fix that Evony did, I ran again with some new generals, or the one I was making up. I ran three type of runs. The first ran I ran with the general, which was Rage King, so that all four skills can be applied, which was him adding attack to all troops and him using more mounted defense against monsters, mounted health power against monsters, and health power mounted. So to be able to apply all four skills, I ran with him, and it was a loss. It was a loss. Notice the wounded is at 116,120. Then I ran it again with what I ran yesterday using the Roland and Hannibal. Notice the loss exactly the same at 116,120. I also ran it for a third time with just my main general, and notice the loss is 116,120, being exactly the same, showing as if the assistant general isn't running at all, or at the very least, attributes that applied yesterday aren't being applied today. So it's possible that I'm just my build as constructed is just not good enough to surpass that, regardless of whether or not I'm adding an assistant general. But you would expect that adding an assistant general will drop that wounded, unless 116,120 is the max amount of losses. And we'll test that theory right now, as for the most part, whenever I attack with Hannibal, I get more losses than when I attack with my Roland, despite my Hannibal being higher. And this is because of the build that I have on my Hannibal. I mean, on my Roland, which is specifically built to fight against monsters. We're gonna run with just the Hannibal, and we're gonna just see the losses. What I'm expecting is to have more losses. I'm expecting to have more losses right now running this build, because he isn't as good against monsters as my my Roland. And lo and behold, I actually have less losses. I'm gonna run again with Roland and see what happens, because that was pretty weird for me. That was pretty weird. I was not expecting that. I really was not expecting to have actually less losses with my Hannibal than with my Roland, unless something just occurred recently where they just fix something while I'm going through whatever I'm going through, explaining to you guys what's happening. So we'll go ahead and heal up these troops real quick and try this one more time with just the rolling itself, just to see if the losses are going to be the same. And then we'll run it again with the builds that I have to see what the losses is, if the damage with the rolling is less this time around. There was no reason why the losses just now should have been less than with my Roland, when I definitely get less losses when I use my Roland alone. See, 116, 120. So Let's try one final attack. We're going to lead with Hannibal because this is weird. I normally will get less losses with my Roland as my lead, despite Roland being a smaller type general. But he's built specifically for monsters, so we'll check this out just because I've seen what's happening, and it's kind of weird. So I want to see what effect may occur now. 112, 270. So I added the assistant general and got more losses than I had before. Yes, this is very perplexing. I just want to double check to see is what I thought it was. Roland was 116. At least I did get less losses with Roland by himself. But it's very weird that I will get less losses with Hannibal by himself than I would with Hannibal leading and Roland backing him up. If you guys are noticing this, I mean the subordinate city did have less troops in it, but a minute number. So this is very perplexing. It looks as if Evony is still going to have some work to do or explain the mechanics a lot better than they have been explained it already. So as always, guys, my recommendation to everyone is to make sure you put life before video games, and have a great day.